The NFL draft is done and over, and I am going to be breaking down each and every team and grading out their draft. So check back every day, because one team I will do every single day, and I'll have it up here on YouTube for you to watch. We'll go over every prospect that they drafted, as well as some key undrafted free agents that they may bring in. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section, and I'll be sure to address them for you. Also, just be aware on my draft grades, no one fails the draft, especially right after it. Even no one in this draft is going to get a D or an F from me, because everyone had a talent. Everyone did something. So if you think the grades are a little bit high, that's just me not going to too much extremes. And maybe in 3 or 4 years, when we look back on this draft, then we can see who really succeeded and who really failed. So sit back, relax, enjoy me as I break down every single team this year. The draft expert, Shane Hallam, shows off his knowledge. Writing mock drafts, prospects from the best college. Breaking down tape, he might develop a man crush. Tearing up guys, taking questions in a rush. Comparisons, learning lessons, Shane saves the day, hoy vey. Hulk or Banner, doesn't matter. Listen, cause here's who can play. Hey everyone, today we're going to go over the Jacksonville Jaguars draft. And the Jaguars draft left me scratching my head a little bit. I'm not exactly sure why they did what they did. Now, Gene Smith last year had a very good draft. Derek Cox, Terrence Knighton, some mid-round picks that panned out for the Jaguars, so maybe you got to trust him a little bit. But I'm not sure they really upgraded their team. It's a team that didn't have huge glaring holes, maybe free safety, but past that, they just need upgrading in a lot of starting positions, linebacker, defensive end they could use more. They need a dynamic playmaker on offense, wide receiver, safety, corner, places like that. I thought they could upgrade, and I don't think they did it here. So let's delve into this draft. At number 10, they take Tyson Alualu, defensive tackle out of Cal, someone I had as a high second-round pick. Probably drafted him around too early in the top 10. I was very surprised to see him be that third D tackle off the board. He's not all that different from a Jared Odrick, but Jared Odrick went late in the first, a little more dynamic. That's why I had him rated higher when you watch them on tape. But Alualu, I thought he fit that 5 technique as the best place for him personally. Alualu is someone that's going to give you a solid run-stuffing production, not a whole lot of pass rush. He can eat up a blocker, not a nose tackle by any means, so I just wonder where his fit's going to be on that defense. And if he's going to start D tackle, you kick him out the D end. I don't think he gives you the pass rush you need for that position, so we'll see. But they released John Henderson after that, so I can kind of understand that pick if that was the way they were looking. Then in the third, they take DAnthony Smith, D tackle out of Louisiana Tech. A guy that's very similar, probably a better 5 technique in my opinion, good for that 3-4 defense. But Jacksonville's bringing him in. They're not switching to a 3-4. They got Aaron Campman, who failed 3-4 in Green Bay. He doesn't want to be there. That's why he came to Jacksonville in general. So why are you drafting these type of guys? I don't know. I just don't know. And I don't know where DAnthony Smith's going to fill in. He's kind of Tyson Alualu light. A little more athleticism, a little less production, a little worse at shedding blocks in certain times. He can get pushed out of plays a lot. But he has a little more athleticism there. So I guess he's a reserve at defensive tackle you're taking with your second pick in this draft. In the 5th, then, you take Larry Hart, outside linebacker, a guy that's kind of a safety outside linebacker, tweener from Central Arkansas. I don't really love this pick. Maybe it's one of those small school gems that Gene Smith finds and really likes, which I can understand. So I don't know if he's someone that can start for them. Probably going to play in the linebacker role as a reserve outside guy. But he has pretty good athleticism. I think he can fit into the NFL pretty well. It's just going to take some time for him. It's going to take some time for him to get to that level of competition. Because there were times when he even struggled with his level of competition. But Larry Hart, an okay pick by me. Now, Austen Lane in the 5th. Like that pick. Austen Lane, Murray State, a very productive defensive end. 3rd defensive lineman they drafted in this draft. And Austen Lane, someone who's very productive. He doesn't give you a whole lot in terms of athleticism. More of a run-stuffing guy, something that they could use in Jacksonville as a reserve. They traded away Quentin Grooves. They have Campman and Derek Harvey there. They need someone to back them up. I think Austen Lane's a good fit for that. looks like they're just going a little bit too defensive line heavy here. In the 6th, they took Deji Karim, running back out of Southern Illinois. The guy, I'm a big fan of Deji Karim. He's more of a small bowling ball. He's kind of Maurice Jones-Drew in a small package. You know, he's Maurice Jones-Drew, but he doesn't have quite the body strength. So he's going to bowling ball, get down, go forward, knock out those tough yards. He's not going to give you much versatility, but he gives you a solid backup. So I think he can compete with Rashad Jennings for that backup job. Then in the 6th, they took Scotty McGee, someone I think is probably going to be more of a special teams guy. He's a return specialist, and I really even wasn't overly impressed with him returning kicks, though a lot of people I know have talked him up. I wasn't really big watching him on tape. He doesn't have the best vision in the world on kick returns or punt returns, so we'll see if he even makes the team. So there you go, Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going to give him a C-. It's going to be my lowest grade out of anyone, and maybe this is something that we'll look back in 3 years and say, man, Gene Smith, pretty good picks here. But 3 picks along the defensive line, you need safety help, you didn't get that. You need linebacker help, all you got was a small school reserve. You need another playmaker on offense, you didn't get one. This offense is going to struggle again. If Mike Sims-Walker gets hurt, they don't have receivers. So I'm just very confused by the way that this draft went for the Jaguars. I'm very confused on what they're doing. It's obvious Gene Smith picks his guys. Doesn't worry about value. He doesn't worry about other teams. I'm going to get the top guys on my board whenever I can and whenever I need them. Maybe even regardless of position is what he looks at. That's very possible. So I don't understand the draft as a whole. I couldn't believe the Tyson Alualu pick. Way too high for him. Way too high. You need someone versatile. There are other ways you could have went and found a defensive tackle like that in the 3rd round. I mean, I think DAnthony Smith's fine if you don't take Tyson Alualu in the 1st. I could have understood that. Could have made a big impact in number 10. They did not. So I'm kind of lost with what Jacksonville did. Undrafted free agents, though, they did a whole lot with that. Kevin Haslam out of Rutgers, I like him. I like his versatility as a guard or a tackle. Trevor Harris, QB out of Edinboro. Watch out, he may make the practice squad, and this is the guy that can come out of Edinboro. I got to see him live. He has decent arm strength, great leadership ability. Trevor Harris, I like him. Robert Malone, punter out of Fresno State, my 2nd highest rated punter in this draft. He could make the team. And then Chris McGaha, wide receiver out of Arizona State, solid player, could play in the slot. I think he has a shot at making the team as well. So there you go, Jacksonville Jaguars. Let me know what you think. And one last thing I forgot to mention, they traded for Kirk Morrison in this draft, which I thought was a pretty good trade by Jacksonville. Got themselves a starting middle linebacker, can move Justin Durant outside. So I like that trade from both the Oakland and Jacksonville perspectives. Doesn't help my grade any, but I think he's the guy who can make an impact. So tomorrow, Kansas City Chiefs, get ready for that one.